It was Halloween. Me and my friends were trick-or-treating in my neighborhood. It was about 10 p.m. We knocked on a couple usual doors that we go to every Halloween, and they're pretty generous with their candy, but that's not what we were looking for. We were looking for houses that had the take one sign so we could take the whole bucket. I asked my friend if he knows of any places, or anybody that would be stupid enough to do that. He had one idea, but he warned me that it was really creepy, and it was his uncle. So I didn't really care. I looked at my other friends, and they were excited to go take the bucket of candy, and I didn't want to be a punk, so I agreed. It was about a 20-minute walk, and it would be 10:20 by the time we got there. So we just started walking. As we were walking, we passed a cemetery, a couple actually. One of them, my mama was buried at. I got a very creepy vibe from it, and just continued walking though. Later on, about 5 minutes, I felt as if something was following me from the cemetery. My friends didn't believe me, and they told me to stop worrying. I was a medium, so I knew that stuff existed. After about 2 more minutes of talking about it, my friend Ian got really mad at me, and he said, "Dude, if you say it one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the face." So I just shut my mouth, because I didn't want anything to happen, and I didn't want to ruin our night. I think Ian was a little scared. About 6 more minutes later, we were walking. My friend said we were a few minutes away from arriving to the house. So we started to speed up a little bit so we could get there faster. We eventually got there. The house was really broke down, and there was moss growing around the roof. It was really gross. This house was really creepy, and none of my friends wanted to go up and try to take the candy, because I had an eerie feeling. They were all telling me to do it since I was the oldest one there. So I continued and walked up the steps to get there. But these steps were really caved in. It had like algae growing on the inside of it from the outside, and it had grass growing in from out it too. I continued to walk up the steps. When I hit the top step, it caved in on me, and it was about 5 feet up in the air. I was 6 feet and fell through easily and touched the ground without any pain. I looked back up to see if the owner came outside, and the screen door was starting to open. I tried to get out of there as fast as I can, but I was still stuck in the steps. My friends booked it out of there. I hurried up and kicked a hole through the wood in the steps, and I knew where they were going. We had a little hideout that we went to whenever we got in trouble. We were some menacing kids. After getting out, I saw my friend's uncle. He was just staring at me with a blank expression. It sent chills down my spine. It wasn't like a normal stare. It was like he was looking through my eyes. I was frozen there for a few seconds, but eventually I snapped out of it and high-booked the hell out of there. I went to the hideout. I was walking through the trail to find my friends. I kept calling their name, and I didn't hear anything. So I kept walking through the trail for a few minutes to try to find them, as I thought they were just playing a prank on me, because it was Halloween after all. After a few minutes, I came up on the backside of this house. It was broken down. It looked very similar to my friend's uncle's house. I knocked on the door and they screamed at me to come inside. So I did. When I came inside, this place was trashed and filled with cats. It was like a crazy cat man. I don't know. There was cat feces everywhere, as if the whole house was his litter box. It was kind of disgusting and wanted to get out there ASAP. He told me to come in the living room, located me where he was. So I walked in the living room, and I saw my friend's uncle. I thought this was impossible because I walked down the right trail. I didn't know how I got here. I ran out the door as fast as I could, but before I ran, the black cat jumped on my face, and I ripped that bitch off like there was no tomorrow and slung it off of me. I ran outside and saw my friend's uncle. It was like a smile that stretched through his whole face. That shit was creepy. And luckily I grabbed his phone on the way out though, so I called my mom and told her to come get me. When my mom came and got me, my friends were in the car. I was very pissed off at them because I thought they went to that trail, so I asked them where the hell they were. They said they were at my house. I was kind of frustrated because they walked 20 minutes to my house without me. Just knowing that I was back there had really agitated me, and apparently my mom knew that guy. She told me a story of him molesting her when she was little. I didn't know what the fuck would happen to me if I didn't take his phone and call my mom to come get me. I'm just glad I did.